All right. Get my pens. Late shuttle? Good thing is you haven't missed anything. All right, so we are on page 6 of our notes, page 6. Over the last few lessons, we have talked about solving 1- and 2-step equations / inequalities. That's what we've been doing, okay? Today, we're going to talk about solving multi-step equations. Now, there are 5 key steps that we need to follow, okay? Step number 1 is a very simple thing. It is, if you see parentheses, you need to distribute. So distribute if necessary. This is going to test my spelling skills. There it is. Distribute if necessary. After you distribute to get rid of your parentheses, you then want to see, can I combine like terms? Once we combine like terms, we want to, if needed, move all variables to one side of the equation. You probably don't know what I mean by that, but that's fine, because we will get the practice. Move variables to one side of equation. That's a really ugly E. No judgments. Now, once we've distributed, once we've combined like terms, once we've gotten all our variables onto the same side of the equation, okay, 4 and 5 are what we've been doing over the last 2 days. First one, add or subtract your constant. And then step five, multiply / divide your coefficient. And remember, coefficient is the number next to a letter. Step 4 and 5 is literally the 2 steps we've been doing for the last 2 days. The only thing that's technically new is 1, 2, and 3. And it's not completely new. Okay? We're just taking Unit 1, Day 1 notes, Unit 1, Day 2 notes, and now we're putting it together here on Day 3. All right? So let's look at some examples. Example number 1. Remember, Coach Kimball is all about drawing that line through the equal sign, because what it does is it helps me visualize the 2 different sides to an equation. Once you've drawn the line, okay, and we're on multi-step equations now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to cover up the right-hand side, and I'm only going to look on the left right now. And I'm going to ask myself, are there any parentheses on the left-hand side? No. Because there are no parentheses, I do not need to distribute. So that gets rid of step 1. Step 2 is combine like terms. Are there terms in this problem on the left-hand side that I can combine? Yes, there is. I have 9x and negative 7x, and then I have 1 and negative 5 that I can combine. Now, you are all very smart students. Okay, what is 9 minus 7? So I have 2x, 9 minus the 7. Scratch it out. because Coach Kimball's ADD brain won't be able to stop looking at it if he doesn't scratch it out. What is 1 minus 5? -4, good. So what we have basically done is we've simplified the left-hand side, okay? So let's look to the right-hand side. Is there anything to combine or distribute on the right-hand side? No. So make life easy, just rewrite it. Now this is where the fun begins. If I just look at what I just created, does that look a lot simpler? Yeah, way simpler. Okay, so since you've been doing this for a couple days now, who can tell me what step number 1 is to solving my new equation? Add 4. To where I get 2x equals -16. Now again, y'all have been doing this for a couple days. Who can tell me what I would do next? Yes, sir? Nope, not subtract. Divide. Because my goal is to isolate the variable. So that means keep the variable on this side. If I subtracted 2x, that means that 2x would have actually moved over to this side, and that's not what we want. We want it to stay over here and be by itself. So I'll divide by that 2 to both sides. -16 divided by 2 is just -8. And you're done. That didn't seem too tough, did it? All we did was take what we learned on day 1 and combined it with what we learned on day 2 of notes. That's all we're doing. So let's look at example number 2. Okay, let's look at example number 2. First step, draw your line. Now, I usually like to look at it like I'm reading a book, so I look at the left-hand side first. Is there anything to simplify on said left-hand side? No. So I'm going to make life easy. I'm just going to rewrite it down here. Okay, make life easy. Looking on the right-hand side of my wall, is there anything I need to distribute and or combine? Yeah, what do I need to do? Combine like terms or distribute? Distribute, because I have what? What are these? Parentheses. That's the key indicator. So that will go times that. That will multiply to that. Now y'all should have calculators on your desk. What's -7 times 3? -21. And there was an A with it, so I'm going to leave an A with it. Must have been in there sideways. Then I have -7 times -1. That minus stays with the 1, so -7 times -1 is +7. Good. Now, I can just ignore that top part. I just have this fresh new equation. This just becomes a 2-step equation, which is what we did on, what day is today? Thursday? It's what we did on Tuesday. What would I do first? There you go. Subtract 7. I like to hear it. Because I don't want to do math in my head, what's 91 minus 7? 84. Okay, cover up what I just did. I now have a 1-step equation. -21 times A. How do I get rid of that? Times. Divide, good. And I'll divide by -21 to both sides. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. And because you all have calculators, what's 84 divided by 21? -4 will be my complete answer. So again, all we're doing today is taking day 1 of notes, combining it with day 2 of notes, and putting it all together. That's all we're doing. So we combined like terms and we distributed on day 1. We solved 1-step and 2-step equations on day 2. We're now on day 3 where we will combine and distribute and then solve all in one problem. Okay, that's all we're doing. It's not entirely new to us. All right, let's move on down to a couple more examples here. All right, let's look at problem number, I want to look at 4. Okay, this is just a basic distribute the -5 and solve. I want to look at number 4 because it has multiple distributions going on. Okay, so again, read it like a book. Do the left-hand side first. I see that I have parentheses, so I need to do what? Distribute. Good, good, good. I will distribute this -3 to everything in here. And now for the sake of time, I will just work through this real quick. -3 times k is -3k. -3 times -8 is +24. Okay? Now, is that the only parentheses that I had? No, I had more parentheses over here. However, there is no number directly in front of the parentheses. But I do have a negative. What number do you think I can assume is in front of the said parentheses, though? 1. Fantastic. I can assume it's 1. So what I'm distributing is actually -1 to everything. So I have -1k minus 5. Now we've distributed. I'm done with that top row. Are there any like terms to combine? Yeah. Here and here, which will give me -4k. 24 plus -5 is 19. Now I just have a basic 2-step equation to solve. Okay? So here's my new equation. What would be my first step? -19. Get rid of that constant first. So -4k equals 4. Thank you. And what is my final step? And I say final because once I do this, the k is now by itself. 4 divided by -4 is -1. Yes, you. So what you're saying is I'll do it up here because I know what you're talking about. So you saying you had the k minus 8, blah blah blah. You had the -3 and all that stuff. Then you had this. Okay. So if I have a plus here and there are parentheses, technically I distribute a +1. But if I distribute a +1, is anything really changing? No, so basically you would just rewrite it as -k minus 5. So really the parentheses just kind of disappear. Good question. Okay, good question. Any questions on number 4 other than that question, which was a good question to ask because it does happen? We all good? All right, cool. Let's look at 5. Let's look at Cinco. Okay. Coach Kimball likes to draw the line down the middle. Differentiate your two sides. Okay. Is there anything to combine or distribute on the left-hand side? No. Is there anything to combine or distribute on the right-hand side? No. So step 1 and 2 of solving multi-step questions, I don't have to do anything. Step 3, which we haven't talked about yet in the 3 examples we've done. Step 3 says move variables to one side of the equation. As you can see, I have 3y and 5y on 2 different sides of the equal sign. So what I need to do is I need to move one of these variable terms to the other side. In order to do that, you will add or subtract to move something from one side to the other. To move something from one side to the other, you add and subtract. You don't multiply or divide to move one thing over to the other. The reason being is if I divided by 3 here, that y would actually stay on the right-hand side. I just basically reduced the y from 3 to 1. All right. However, if I want to move this 3, that's a positive 3. I'm going to minus 3. Now, a good rule of thumb, okay, is to have all your variables on the left-hand side. Try to make your variables on the left-hand side. Yes. Yes. So I have a positive 3y here, so I'll do a minus 3y to both sides. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So now I have my variables on one side, right? Would y'all agree with me on that? Okay. So I can just go ahead and ignore everything up at the top, and I can say, oh, hey, now it's just a 2-step equation where we'll add 8 to both sides. And then we'll do what? Because this time we want to keep y on the left-hand side, so we will divide. Little note. To move a variable, I want you to write this down so you have it. To move a variable from one side to the other, from one side to the other, you will add or subtract. So in order to move a variable from one side or the other, aka step 3 in solving multi-step problems, you need to move a variable from one side to the other by adding or subtracting. Questions, comments, concerns, or conundrums? Is everyone somewhat okay right now? Just like, are y'all just like, okay, I feel like I have a base understanding right now? I'm not asking y'all to be experts right now, but do we have a base understanding? All right. You have a question? Nope. Okay. All right. Let's go on to page 7. Siete. And let's literally put all of it together. Let's literally put all of it together. Yes, go ahead and sharpen. So we're going to look at number 7 first, okay? Then we'll look at we'll go 7. We'll go the second number 8, and then we'll do that number 9 there. So this says 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll do 7, and then go diagonally to the diagonal 8, and then go diagonal to the 9. We'll do those 3 examples here, okay? All right, so draw a line. Read a book, left-hand side first, unless you're reading an anime, and you read it backwards, okay? But we're doing America, okay? So here we go. Do I need to distribute and or combine like terms? Yes. Which one? I can't really hear you, mainly because you're not looking towards me, so it's hard for me to hear, and my wife already tells me I'm not good at hearing. So what do we call that, though? Distributing. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so I do need to distribute right here. Okay, so I will distribute the 3 to the 6, which is what I'm being told to do. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times -1 is -3. Nothing is happening on the right-hand side. Once I distribute and combine like terms, my next step is to make sure that all variables are on the same side of the equal sign. Coach Kimball prefers to do that where I move everything from the right to the left. Remember, to move a variable, you must do which 2 operations? We just wrote it down. In order to move a variable from one side to the other, what operation has to be done? Subtracting or adding, depending on which one you're given. So I have a positive 11, so we minus 11. Do the opposite. That cancels. I have negative 45 left, and then I have 7p minus 3. Cover it up. Now we just have a 2-step equation. Who wants to tell me step numero uno? Add the 3. 7p equals negative 42. What do I do now? By 7. To where p equals negative 6. Just love how lively we all are today. Questions, comments, concerns? All right. Let's keep on chugging through then. Right here, I will draw my line through the equal sign. I have a lot I have to do on the left-hand side. Okay. First thing I have to do is I need to distribute the negative 5 over 2 to the 8 and the negative 6. Now, this is where Coach Kimball is going to be like, let's save some room on our paper and have our calculators out. All right, I'm going to show you how we can just do it on our calculator to save some paper. Okay? So I need to multiply negative 5 halves times 8. So everyone hit the negative button down here. There's the negative button. Negative. Now you have a negative. Okay? Hit alpha, where my fingers are pointing now, the green button. Hit alpha, and see that x, t, theta, nu? Okay? I'm going to hit that. And what should pop up is a fraction bar. Now, what is my fraction? 5 over 2. So I'm going to do 5, hit down arrow, and then 2. And then I'm going to hit the right arrow to get out of the fraction. Now what am I doing to the 8 with it? I'm multiplying. And so you hit multiply 8. And I hit enter, what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? Someone other than Coach Kimball, tell me. Thank you. Negative 20. Okay, so I have 7 minus 20. Now I need to figure out the same thing, but with the negative 6 here. So negative alpha chi tau theta nu. That's what that button is. 5 over 2 times negative 6. Someone other than Coach Kimball answering it, what do I get? I get 15, positive. So I got plus 15. I also forgot the R right here because I'm a genius. Plus 2R equals 32. There's an R right here. I'm a genius and forgot to write it. And then no one corrected me. What the heck? Yeah. What? For which one?
It's because it says answer before.
Oh, you got 1, 2. Yeah, get rid of the answer. That's like from someone's previous stuff. All right. Once we have distributed, what's step 2? Starts with a C and it rhymes with combine like terms. Combine like terms. See how easy that was to answer that question? Okay, so we're going to combine like terms. Always combine your variables first. Here they are. Negative 20R plus 2 gives me negative 18R. Then I have 7 plus 15. 22. Would y'all agree with me on that one at least? It's like pulling teeth trying to get y'all to say things. Then from here, I have a two-step equation. If I just forget about everything else, I have a two-step equation. We minus 32. We minus 32. Sorry, minus 22. Gosh, y'all need to, I mean, sometimes. Y'all just got to tell me when I'm wrong, all right? So I have negative 18R equals 10. So now I'm going to ask y'all. Y'all really have to tell me what to do now because I've made multiple mistakes today already. All right, maybe because I haven't had enough Monster Energy drink, so I'm going to fix that problem. So y'all tell me, what do I do? Divide by negative 18. Okay? Then, that tells me I have R equals, because negative 18 divided by negative 18 is 1R, which is what we want. 10 divided by negative 18. If I go to my calculator, all right, I know it's going to be a negative. And I do my alpha, chi, tau, and theta nu. Those are Greek alphabets. And I do 10 over 18. And then I literally from here hit enter. What does it give me? Negative 5 over 9. Did it reduce the fraction for me? Yes. Gosh, I love calculators. I would love the fraction because this would be negative 0.55555555555555555. I'd rather the fraction, especially on a repeating decimal. I prefer the fraction. I prefer fractions. I hated fractions going through math. When I was growing up, I hated fractions. I despise fractions. But I have found out in my later years, and I say later, I'm not that old, but I found in my later years that fractions are actually easier because you don't have to do as much. Yep. We will never have a paper test. Okay. It will count it right only if we allow you to put the repeating bar up top. However, I don't think that is possible through Eduphoria. It's not something we have explored. So best rule of thumb, something that I usually say is if there's a fraction in the problem, your answer better be in fraction form. I find that to be the easiest way to just kind of eliminate that issue. Is if I give you a fraction in the problem, then your answer can be a fraction. Now, if I give you a decimal in the problem, which there will be some times where you have a decimal in there. If I give you a decimal in the problem, then you can have an answer as a decimal. Because most likely, if we put a decimal in the problem, we know for a fact it won't be repeating, which is what usually happens. So if we know the answer might be a repeating decimal, then we'll probably say, here's a fraction. So like we'll put like 1/3 up there, and you're like, okay, that's a fraction. It repeats. Let's keep it a fraction. Long-winded answer. Sorry. Yep. Then wake him up. Wake up, Ben. You also need to put your phone away before I take it. You can see it in your pocket. All right. Problem number 9. Okay, problem number 9, and then we'll move on to the last page of notes. Okay, here we go. Got energy now. Here we go. All right. I need to distribute. However, what am I missing right here? A 1. Okay, because there's a negative sign. I'm missing a 1. So I need to make sure I am distributing said -1 to everything. Basically, it's telling you, hey, change everything in the parentheses to its opposite. All right, so I have 5x minus x plus 18. Okay, then same thing over here. I have a -2 that I need to distribute. So that gives me 6 minus 2x minus 30. Now, I do want y'all to double check to make sure I'm right, because y'all have noticed I've made multiple mistakes already today. So, am I right? Did I do my math right? I'm human. I make mistakes. Okay. Sweet. Let's combine like terms, because that's step number 2. Okay? Combine like terms. I have 5x and -x. If I have 5 x's and I take one of them away, how many x's do I have? 4. Nice. Okay? Here, I only have the -2x, so I can just rewrite that. Yes, I like to have the variables first, just because it helps my brain. Okay? So get rid of that, scratch it out so I don't use it again. I have 6 minus 30. Ooh, what's 6 minus 30? Huh? 24? -24. All right, now for the newest of the newest steps that we are just now learning. How do I get a variable from one side to the other? Add or subtract, okay? Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather me move this 4x to the right, or would you rather me move this -2x to the left? To the left, okay? Everything you own is in a box to the left, okay? So here we go. We're going to do the opposite. So we have -2x, so we're going to add 2x. To the left, to the left. Everything you own is in a box to the left. Queen bee. If anyone says anything bad about Beyonce, I will fight you. Pride of Houston. Okay. All right, here we go. Sorry. Tangent. My bad. What's 4 plus 2? I'm not trying to trick you. What's 4 plus 2? 6. Goodness gracious. All right. Those 3 steps that I just did was to get me to this point. Does this look a lot easier than this? I sure as hell hope so. Okay. What do I do? Minus 18. Oh, minus 18. 6x equals, it's going to be negative. -42. Can y'all double check my work on that one? Because I did mental math, so I'm probably wrong. Am I right? Oh, sweet. I'm going to celebrate with a sip of my Monster. See, I haven't made a mistake since I took a drink of this. Monsters. Gotta love it. All right, what do I do now? Ben, you seem to be awake now. What do I do? By 6. Thank you. Negative divided by positive is a negative. 42 divided by 6 is 7. All right, here's what I need you to do. Turn to the next page. Next page. Next girl. Now what I want you to do is put your pencil down real quick. Stand up. Everybody, stand up. Stand up. Take your arms and just flail them around. Just wake up. Wake your body up. Get up, Jackson. Wake up. Wake up. Stretch. Do whatever you need. I need to stretch. Mainly it's because I need to stretch. But wake up. Try to get back. Wake back up. Okay? My back just cracked like 4 places. This is awesome. Loving the dream. All right. Have a seat. Here we go. We're waking up. Getting back into it. All right. Solving multi-step inequalities. Now, this is the only page we're doing here, and we're not going to do all of them. We're going to do select few, okay? I haven't decided which ones I want to do yet, all right? But we will do a couple. Here we go. Recall. Take it back to last unit, all right? You must flip the inequality symbol when you multiply or divide by a negative number. You must flip the inequality symbol when you multiply or divide by, this is literally the key term in this sentence, by a negative number. That is the most important part. Yep. You will only flip it once. At least in Algebra 1, you'll only flip it once. All right? Let's look at this first problem. Okay, we're going to treat the inequality symbol like my equal sign, and I'm going to make my wall. There's my wall. I have a left and a right-hand side. I'm just going to do this quickly. Do I need to change anything on the right-hand side? No. I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite that down there, okay, because I don't need to change anything. Do I need to distribute anything? No. Bless you. Okay? No, I do not. All right? Do I need to combine any like terms on the left-hand side? Yes. Okay? My x's. I need to combine my x's. All right? All my x's live in Texas. That's not true. I went to Oklahoma State. There's some in Oklahoma. All right. What is 3 minus 6? Negative 3. Now, we have an easy equation. Step number 1. Subtract 12. That. Am I right? Cool. Okay. Now, I'm going to divide by what? Say it louder. I'm going to divide by negative 3. What am I dividing by? I divided by a negative. What does this thing do? Flip. So x is now greater than or equal to 7. Because negative divided by negative is a positive. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Now, everyone's favorite thing to do in the entire world, graphing inequalities. Remember, graphing inequalities boils down to 3 main questions. Question number 1, where are we located? I'm pointing at it. 7. Okay, I have a number line that has 0 numbers on it, so I'm just going to pick a spot where I want 7 to be, and that's where I'm located. Okay, second question. Am I inclusive or non-inclusive? AKA open circle or closed circle? Closed circle. Because of the equal to. Because of the equal to. Last question, is it greater than or less than? Greater than. X is greater than, so I'll draw an arrow to the right. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. I'm a little hyper today. Questions, comments, concerns, tribulations, or Gryffindors? I don't think you'll get my Harry Potter references. That concerns me. Y'all need to watch Harry Potter. It's a cultural phenomenon. Okay? All right, we're going to skip 12. We're going to go to number 13. 13 is the one we're working on. 13. Which one are we working on? 13. Just making sure you're alive. I mean, just like the last problem, there's nothing to really do on the right-hand side, so I'm just going to go ahead and make a note that that's already done. Left-hand side, however, do I need to distribute and or combine like terms? Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get my distributing out of the way. Distributing is just doing what math operation? Starts with an M, rhymes with multiply. Multiply. Okay, that's all it is when you distribute. 5 times x, simple, easy peasy, 5x. Okay, 5 times 8, however, is a little bit more complicated because it's an actual number, 40. 5 times negative 7 is what? I feel like there's an issue with the question I asked, though. Huh? I don't have to multiply to the negative 7. Why do I not have to multiply to the negative 7? Because it's not in the parentheses. It was a trick question, and some of y'all fell for it. Some people fell for it. It was a trick question. All right? I didn't even draw a line to the negative 7. That should have been your first clue. All right? Negative 7 is not inside the parentheses, so we don't multiply the 5 to it. So what do I do with this negative 7? Just rewrite it. So we've distributed, and we distributed correctly. Okay? What do I do now? Starts with a C, and it rhymes with combine. Combine. Okay? I'm going to combine my 40 and my negative 7 to give me 5x plus 33 is less than or equal to 23. Who's got me for the next step? Subtract 33. Thank you, you. Gone. Who's got me down for the last step? By. Did you say negative 5 or positive 5? Positive. So I am dividing by a positive. Will this flip? No. Yes, I divided into a negative, but what did I divide by specifically? A positive. Okay? So my inequality symbol will not change. Now, again, putting this on a number line, answer yourself 3 questions. Question 1, where am I located? I'm located at negative 2. Now, this number line literally has no numbers on it, so does it matter where I put negative 2? No, okay? But where I put negative 2, I'll put my circle. I'll ask myself, am I open or closed? Closed, because of the equal to, okay? Then I ask myself the last question, greater than or less than? Less than, so I'm just going to point an arrow to everything less than. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I don't know why I sang that. I'm in a weird mood. Does everyone have a basic understanding of what we're doing here? Is everyone tired of hearing me talk and all of that stuff? No, that is a first. That is a literal first. Usually everyone is tired of hearing me talk. Would y'all like me to do one more before I send you on your way? Okay, I had more yeses than nos. Sorry for my 2 people who said no. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do a fraction one just so you have the practice of a fraction one. Okay, so let's go down and do 17. I'll do an easy fraction, 1/2, okay? So again, we're doing the fraction one just so I have practice with the fraction. The left-hand side has no distributing and no combining like terms, so I can just go ahead and rewrite it. This side, however, does have distributing, and I'm distributing a fraction. 1/2 times 6, very simple. What's half of 6? 3. 1/2 of -4 is -2. Y'all are so smart. So smart. And brilliant. What else do I need to do? Is there anything else to combine or distribute? Or have we completed step 1 and 2? Sometimes I feel like I just talk to myself. It literally feels that way sometimes. All right, I'm done combining and I'm done distributing. Now I can move to step 3. Remember, step 3 is move variables to one side of the equation. How do you move variables from one side to the other? To subtract or add. So when I'm looking at this, okay, looking at this positive 3, how do I want to move it over? Subtract it. So that gives me 2x plus 8 is less than -2. From here, doing the same thing we've been doing for the last 3 days. So now I have 2x is less than -10. Again, always double check Coach Kimball's math because he does a lot of this in his head. I do make mistakes. Thank you. I am right. Awesome. What do I... bleh, bleh, bleh. I just went totally brain mush right there. What do I do now? By 2. Am I dividing by a negative? No. So my inequality stays the same, right? -10 divided by 2 is -5. Okay? We have to graph this on a number line. The number line has no numbers on it whatsoever. Does it matter where I put the 5? Sorry, the -5. No. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it way over here. There's my location. Inclusive, not inclusive, aka open or closed circle. Open. Less than or greater than. I just wanted to do that. I didn't have to draw a big arrow. I'm at the end of the number line. So there it is. Less than. Boom. Put -5 where I want it. You are officially done listening to Coach Kimball's voice, and you don't have to listen to it until Monday.